Hello and welcome to
episode 4 of Doctor Who Debrief. This week we'll be reviewing Listen.
My name is Chris and you will see this week that I am joined by Rob.
I'm Rob. This is my brother
James.
And we're also joined by Chris through the time-space continuum. It's a long story.
Timey-wimey stuff.
Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
Now we're going to be talking this week about the episode Listen, which just went out on BBC over here. There's quite a lot to say about it, I think. For me, actually, the premise of the episode, it was a look at kind of what follows us around when we think we're alone. It was very paranoid. It had a sense of overwhelming fear going into it, which I quite liked. Yeah, go on, Rob.
So, what did you think of the episode?
I thought it was absolutely brilliant. It's probably one of my favourite episodes of all time, maybe?
Of everything, ever?
Well, not like the end of the universe ever.
Right, okay.
But like of all the Doctor Who episodes, this one was really, really good. What did you think?
I thought it was incredible. Definitely the best of this series.
Oh, God, yeah.
Hands down. I liked it because it was so different to the first 3 episodes.
Really different.
First 3 episodes were so similar. Turn up in a place, there's a bad guy dies. Oh, I'm the Doctor, I kill people now, I'm such a badass. And I was like...
And he fights some fences, apparently.
Yeah, it's like fighting Robin Hood with a spoon, it's like, that's not a thing. And then this week was, like, true Doctor Who.
Do you know if this one was written by Moffat?
I think it was Moffat, yeah. Finally redeemed himself. If you listened to Debrief last week, then he got a bit of a slam in. But no, really, really impressed. Mega impressed. Such a good premise.
Yeah, I think what I really liked about it was I mean, I wasn't quite sure where it was going, and then you realise it was actually a really cool kind of circular, loopy plot, and the way that was revealed was like incredible. It really took me off guard. Like the first sort of 35 minutes were quite good, but then the addition of that last 10 minutes was just like incredible. And it just felt like, I mean, Stephen Moffat as a showrunner, a lot of people criticise for better or for worse. I kind of see their points a lot of the time, but not all the time. But really, like in this respect, I just thought this was an incredibly well written episode, and it was so. The plot of it just felt really like it came to something. And I know there's going to be loads of complaints about like, oh, but what was on Danny's bed? What were they all seeing? Like, if actually this fear thing isn't there. But like to me that really didn't matter because the loop of it was so good, and the flashback to the 50th was like, oh, that really took me off guard. That was great. I loved the chemistry between Clara and Danny/Rupert, and then later on the astronaut in 100 years in Clara's time as well. That was really top notch.
I loved how the episode went into the orphan's house, but didn't stay there. It's normally one of those normal setup for Doctor Who episodes, go somewhere and stay there.
Yeah.
But they actually moved around this time, and I thought that was really good. I was really happy they did that.
I liked it because I can understand now that the first 3 episodes were like generic drama setup.
Absolutely.
So to look like, it followed the blueprint of most other programmes, because I guess they're trying to draw new people in.
Yeah.
But this week went back to old references.
Absolutely.
It was one for the fans, which I think by 4th week in is a good time to do it. Just as the old school fans like us were kind of losing patience and going, oh, it's not looking great. They finally whacked this out, and it was like, go on, Moffat.
Yeah, I wonder if people who aren't into Doctor Who would enjoy that episode.
I think they still would have. I think the concept is universal. It fits better in a Doctor Who context, maybe. But I think the concept of, the corner of your eye, that dream, that
it's something everyone can relate to.
Yeah, it's relatable. So I think that premise is
yeah, that's a good point actually. I was going to say that.
It's good.
I think my highlight of the episode was that reveal when you found out that the people in the barn were Time Lords. That was just like, oh damn, this is getting so good so fast. That was like really for me the real highlight.
There was a bit that you didn't see actually, right at the start, where he was meditating on top of the TARDIS, and it's just a blatant green screen job, and you thought all this money going into the programme, it's just...
Could have looked better.
I know, it's just one of those things where you go, oh. and then you forget about it.
It's like they've got some sort of inside joke that every week they have to have a crap CGI
It's
scene.
really bad. It's like, what's going on?
Like, the first week was him falling through the tree and onto the horse. The second week was the probe getting
But they get a really good dinosaur.
Yeah.
It's like, what's
I
going
don't
on?
know. I don't know. Blew all the budget on the dinosaur. Skimmed back on the actual action.
I think the only low light I had, maybe I really liked the Doctor's monologue right at the start. That was really cool. But I felt like using the context of the date, and it's kind of their way. I guess it's their way of getting Clara and Danny together, which I respect. But I kind of would almost rather that hadn't have been there, and that instead they had just focused more on the plot of the episode. Maybe gone like to see. I don't know what other timelines they could dump into though. That's the thing. I mean, I can't really come up with any better solutions. But for me, I wasn't too keen on the kind of the framing, putting it in that date, because a bit too much time got put into that. But it was fine. Like, it was okay. I mean, and as an episode go, I think this is one we're going to be talking about kind of for years to come as a great, because it was just that was incredible. I mean, what was so marvelous about it was that there wasn't really any like bad guy, and yet it was terrifying. And I mean that is just excellent. And there was no reference to like the Promised Land or anything like that, and all the this Missy person. None of that really mattered though, because it was just so cool and so like creepy. It had this really nice tone to it. Oh, it was great.
So yeah, I did say that I thought the concept was amazing and the storyline was amazing, but at the same time, I kind of think they were already using some overworn concepts. For example, how many times have they been to the end of the universe?
There have been a lot of times.
Further than the TARDIS has ever been before.
I forgot to switch the safeguards off. Oh dear.
Literally happens every single series. They go further than ever before and further than is safe. And it's like, you've done this before. Like when they found the Master last time, they were at the end of the universe and everything was dead. Oh wait, there's a little bit further still to
I
go.
don't understand why they were on the last planet, yet they live in spaceships and stuff. So why isn't people still, or anything still existing?
I don't know.
It's just
I guess
weird.
it's another. If that planet was the only thing in existence, how was there sunlight? Is the sun? I don't know. So yeah, a few
It didn't need to. Well, I guess they needed to prove there was something still there.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. And also, throwback to the 50th. Kind of liked it at the same time.
It looked really out of place, I thought.
It
It was nice.
Yeah,
How did Clara know about that?
didn't.
Oh, is it because she's been through his entire timeline?
Well, she was there in the barn, wasn't she? In the 50th.
No, she wasn't.
She was there with the three doctors. Go back and watch it. You'll be okay. Go back and watch it.
I thought that was Billy Piper.
No, Clara was there as well.
Oh, right.
You'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, again, kind of like the reference to the 50th, but then at the same time, it's kind of like, let it go. You know, we wrapped that up quite a while ago, just, you know.
So what's your highlight?
Highlight for me was the concept, refreshing compared to the rest of the series, old school Doctor Who style, really like the concept. Low light for me, the concept. Seemed like some things were recycled, end of the world, 50th. What was the other thing that I wasn't too keen on? Again, don't look, a bit,
Yeah.
don't breathe, don't blink, over it.
It's like, so everyone's gone, oh, Don't Blink was so good. And so they've gone like,
Let's just
go back and
keep milking it.
Yeah. Don't touch. Is that the next one?
The next one, probably. What else didn't I like that was also recycled? Oh yeah, the whole idea of the Pink family. It's just a bit like Clara's timeline again.
It is a bit weird. But I'm hoping it will tie back in, because do you remember when we keep seeing Clara?
Yeah.
And your first thought is, oh, it must be like a descendant or, you know, a family member of future or the past or whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, explain it, why she looked the same every single time. I'm really hoping they'll explain why future Mr. Pink looks exactly like present Mr. Pink.
That's what I'm thinking. If it's 3 generations down the line, you change.
You look different.
But
you're not still mixed race, are you?
yeah, like how is he equally as black as 3? I don't get it. 3 generations ago. So again, that concept is kind of like we've already done that.
It
with
might be
Clara.
explained though. That's the thing. It might be explained.
It's just a bit like a few of the things. I was just like they seem a bit old.
But I think it was just completely overshadowed by such a brilliant episode anyway. So
Yeah,
it's fine.
true.
Do you have any particular scenes that you like, rather than the concept? I know you like the concept, but is there anything that sort of stood out as a great scene?
I did like the barn, and I hope the barn plays a sort of bigger role because like the 50th tied up a lot of loose ends, but I feel like there's still more that they could have done. So I hope we get to see more of the barn, more of the Time Lords, more about the Time War. And remember in the 50th when he locked the entire Time War in a picture and was like, yeah, we'll come back to that. Are we ever going to go back to that? Has he forgotten?
It was a bit of a vague concept anyway, isn't it?
The 50th ended with the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith, saying, oh, I didn't know where I was going, now I know where I'm going home, I'm going to find the Time Lords. Yeah. And they seem to have shrugged this off at the start of the series. I thought that was going to be the build-up for the whole series. And it's not been on at all. So I hope we get to go back to that and more Time Lordy, more hardcore nerdy Who stuff, rather than just here's Robin Hood, everyone likes Robin Hood.
In Nottingham. I actually really liked the dating scene as well. I thought it was quite awkward.
It was well written.
It was really awkwardly done.
It was very BBC Three comedy, which I liked because there was the Doctor Who nerdy 50th references and all the hardcore time lordy things, and then there was also like a sort of BBC Three comedy style writing going on and chemistry. So really well done, like so well packed into that amount of time.
Into the same episode.
So good, just really good, well bloody done. You lot.
Good job, guys.
That's our summary.
Do I have a low light? I don't really have one. Oh, I'm not impressed that this is the only episode so far where they've not mentioned Missy or the afterlife.
I was so happy.
What's it called? Is it the afterlife?
The Promised Land.
The Promised Land.
I was so happy that didn't get mentioned.
Every episode so far they made a reference. The first two they actually saw the Promised Land. The third one they made a reference to it in the space there. This time there's nothing.
I was so happy.
Well, that is obviously going to be the story arc over time.
But I felt like we kind of knew how the episode was going to end because of the Promised Land and because of Missy. So I was getting so bored of it. So it was so good to not have that. It's such a good standalone episode.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? It was absolutely brilliant. Do you think that the Doctor played more of is shaping as more of a dad role for Clara? Like telling her what to do, you know, don't question me, get in.
But I thought that was good because there's been so much romance between.
Absolutely. So it was a nice concept. Keep saying concept now.
I think that's why they casted him as an older character, and they also casted him Scottish in time for the referendum. Just saying, conspiracy theory.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
Maybe. That is entirely my opinion for legal reasons. So just one last thing to do before we wrap up, the Hoology.
I was thinking this because no one actually died as far as I can remember.
Which I find quite interesting. First episode that no one's been killed.
Not by the Doctor either.
So what are we going to do about the Hoology?
Hoology this week, for me, it's kind of hard to do a Hoology because we didn't see anyone actually die. But then they went to the end of the universe, and at the end of the universe, everyone else apparently is dead. So I guess the Hoology is everyone?
So thank you very much for watching Doctor Who Debrief. If you're listening to us on SoundCloud, you can get us on YouTube. It's on my channel, youtube.com/Radio Wong.
Remember, as well as watching us on YouTube, you can listen to us on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Doctor-Who-Debrief. We're looking at getting the iTunes sorted very soon, and we'll tweet more news about that when we have it. I'm on Enter Soundman. Rob and James, what are your guys' handles?
My Twitter is Radio Wong, and you...
I'm not a big Twitter user, I'm not going to plug.
Oh, okay.
Just follow Rob.
Okay, see you next week, bye!
Bye!